Hi everyone, this is Sinette, and in this video we are continuing with loneliness. So let's open up some dimensions in relation to the effects that loneliness can have within your mind, and especially your thoughts. And the first one that we're going to be having a look at is that of blame. Now, in having a look at blame in relation to loneliness, it'll mainly come up where, for example, as you have completely become that experience of loneliness inside yourself. Now, for some, we have established that, the loneliness can be very obvious for you in how it is that you're experiencing yourself within and without, meaning you very rarely connect with people, communicate with people, interact with them, put yourself out there. So it's really like you have completely isolated yourself into a little box. Then you have the other form of loneliness where the box is more on the inside, suppressed, where you do connect with other people, interact with them and communicate with them. But even despite that, there is this prevailing experience of loneliness within you. Right, so within how the mind also works is that we oftentimes project what we are doing to ourselves, we project that onto others. For example, in having a look at the loneliness experience, many might be able to relate to the thoughts of no one's talking to me, no one cares about me, no one's seeing me, no one's making an effort to ask me to do something or be somewhere. Why is everyone staying away from me? Why is it so difficult for people to just come up to me and start a conversation? Or why is everyone keeping me on the outside? Is there something wrong with me? Did I do something wrong? What did I do to deserve this? Right, so therefore for this video, what I would like each one to do is to have a look at identifying any such thoughts of blame and projection where you essentially think or believe that the loneliness that you are in, that you are experiencing, is everyone else's fault, or is someone else's fault, or is something else's fault in some way or another. Meaning it can even go to the extreme of what we found as well is some people accepting the loneliness experience to such an extent of, for example, saying, maybe I'm just meant to be alone. Maybe I'm just supposed to be lonely for the rest of my life. Maybe there is something that I may have done in a past life to deserve this experience in some way or another. But here again, please remember that, or maybe I will ask a question. Where are you right now? Right now you are in this life. You are breathing this existence. You have yourself as who and how you are right now. You have this living, breathing organism, which is your amazing physical body. And you've got this one life to create what it is that you want to experience and who and how you want to be, right? So, what is interesting about these thoughts that are coming up inside yourself that's projecting blame onto everything or everyone else for this experience of loneliness? Within those thoughts of blame and projection is actually your answer, your solution to the experience of loneliness. The mind can be something quite extraordinary and fascinating, really, if you know how to approach it and how to look at it, and especially what to look for. So, what do I mean by that? So if we take blame, and obviously blame, you project things outwards into everything and everyone else, and now take all those points of blame and internalize it and ask yourself, All right, let's take an example. Let's say what comes up in your thoughts is, why is no one, coming up to me and starting a conversation with me? Now you've identified, okay, that very thought is that of blame because it's in the context and nature of a projection. So now I'm asking in my head why no one is coming up to me and talking to me, but am I doing that? Am I taking the initiative to, walk up to people and start a conversation? And then you'll have those realizations of, but no, I'm not. Okay, so maybe I must get up and get moving and me start a conversation with someone or with a couple of people. You see, here it's going to be here's an example of what I meant by these thoughts of blame is actually going to be your solutions or answers to assisting and supporting yourself and releasing yourself from this box, either on the outside of yourself or in how your life is right now, or also on the inside. And especially if loneliness is more experienced on the inside, where you do have people in your life and who is surrounding you. Your thoughts might, for example, be more in lines with, no one's seeing me. No one will understand me. Why is it that I feel so isolated from everyone else? Is everyone actually isolating me from them? So again, with these types of thoughts, for example, the element of projection and blame in this regard, here you have to look at, all right, but are you, for example, seeing yourself? Are you allowing yourself to be shown? Because, for example, there might be things going on inside of you, but you're not sharing it with anyone. You're not speaking about it. You're not communicating it. You're not reaching out. So therefore, obviously, no one can see you. No one can connect with you because the things that's going on inside of you that's very much a part of you, you're keeping locked inside. And that's why it's actually difficult for you to reach out, for you to connect, for you to establish and reach out your hand yourself and share everything that's going on inside of you with someone. That's you opening up. And therefore, these thoughts and experiences of no one's seeing me, no one's connecting with me, I feel so disconnected and isolated from everyone, will start fading away. All right. So here we've now in this video had a look at the dimension of blame when it comes to loneliness. And even if you, for example, stay in the experience of blame, it can also perpetuate the experience of loneliness inside yourself. I mean, it is, if anything, what this exercise will assist and support you with is realizing how much of the loneliness experience you're actually creating inside your own mind with your own thoughts. And if you start, really taking those thoughts of blame and projection one by one and start opening them up like little presents, where there's another example of, why does it feel like no one is making eye contact with me? Or, where it feels like I'm standing next to some people and they just start walking away. And that's also another common one that could be happening, where the loneliness possession, reaches also such an extent that you start interpreting and misinterpreting things that people are doing and saying. Like, for example, standing next to people and then they, after a couple of minutes or a couple of moments start walking away, and then you're thinking that they're doing it because they don't want to be around you or be with you. And then, your thoughts can cycle again back into that, oh, I'm so lonely, or I'm meant to be lonely, or, no one wants to be around me. But when all the while, you don't know what was going on inside their minds, or the reason for them walking away. It could be a million other things, but because you're so much in this loneliness experience within yourself or in your life, you can be looking at everything and anything through the eyes of loneliness. So also watch out for those moments. All right, so for this video, to recap again the application process, identify those thoughts of blame, where you're thinking everyone else is doing something or not doing something, when in fact, with internalizing it and asking yourself, but wait a minute, am I doing this or not doing this? A whole new world is going to open up for yourself, and then actually start applying those things, doing it, and seeing how your experience of loneliness starts changing. All right, thank you very much.